in retail nowadays means facing many complexities. The world is VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, and the consumers are less predictable. Customers have higher expectations regarding the product offer, delivery lead times, and offered services. High investments are to be incurred to remain credible on the omni-channel offer, which puts a high pressure on costs and margins. The equation is not easy to solve for retailers. They have to develop best practices in their business and increase their product and services offers to adapt. Retail planning needs to change. Specialized in supply chain for more than 15 years, with many credentials in retail, Wavestone Supply Chain Practice has identified 4 best practices that will help you become fast, agile, accurate, and efficient in order to have the best management on these complexities. Even before focusing on operational excellence, the first good practice consists in defining the most suitable merchandising and supply chain model for the value proposition of the company. This definition of the merchandising and supply chain model must be realized in 3 steps. The first step is to define the value proposition of the retailer: product positioning, offer structure, product lifecycle, vertical integration. The second step is to define the right supply chain strategy to adopt, depending on the product characteristics, whether it is permanent or seasonal, and the distribution channel's characteristics, e-commerce versus stores. The third step consists in positioning and sizing the inventory levels along the supply chain, as well as defining the planning frequencies and cycles based on the production and delivery lead times. The objective is to maximize the customer service rates while optimizing inventory levels and logistics costs. 2 challenges emerge to retailers: succeeding in combining several model types, for instance, permanent versus seasonal, e-commerce versus stores, and reconciling steering modes between supply and demand. That is why processes like S&OP are key to manage this transversality. The second good practice consists in shifting from a store-centric mono-channel model to a customer-centric omni-channel model. Historically, merchandising processes and more particularly assortment strategies were built in a mono-channel environment, with a main differentiation on the store size or its sales potential only. Today, the equation is more complex. A true omni-channel approach implies rethinking business processes, not only focusing on stores, but also integrating more information linked to customers and their purchase journey. The third good practice consists in aligning end-to-end processes and connecting planning tools with one another. A full retail planning process generally comprises a dozen of sub-processes that follow the product's life cycles. These sub-processes are rarely integrated and usually steered by different directions, with heterogeneous time buckets, data structure, local tools that hardly communicate with each other and lead to multiple data entries. Consequently, this fragmentation implies slower decision-making and often based on incomplete or garbled data. Aligning end-to-end processes enables processes and decision-making to be more fluent by aligning stakeholders on the same objectives that are transversal by definition: in-store availability, sell-through, stock levels. Reconciling and integrating retail processes are not only key for operational productivity, but also for the speed and the quality of decision-making. The fourth good practice consists in integrating new technologies. Integrating new technologies has many positive impacts, mainly on 2 axes. First, have a better understanding of customers' behavior to anticipate demand with information coming from multiple sources: stores, websites, social network. Second, be efficient and agile in decision-making at a time when decision cycles are shorter and shorter. Many technologies already exist and open up opportunities for supply chain planning. Big data and machine learning to better understand, cluster, and anticipate customers' behaviors by collecting social networks data, for instance. Integrating exogenous data, weather, competition, to improve sales forecasts. Automating processes to accelerate decision-making with RPA and machine learning. Tool for collaborative planning on the cloud. Mastering these 4 good practices will enable you to be faster, more agile, more accurate, and more efficient in order to handle current and future complexities of the retail world. With more than 15 years of experience and many credentials in retail, Wavestone Supply Chain Practice can accompany you on these challenges